Class is officially in session. Hello, welcome to LPS 101. I'm your host, Ree. That's my name that I'm going through with this mascot. And today we are going to be talking about some beginner vocabulary when it comes to LPS. This could include why LPS have human names, the main fives, destiny cats, postcard pets, etc. And so this series is mainly for those who have people in their lives that are into LPS, and maybe you don't fully understand the terminology and things, you want to get better at it, or maybe you are a guardian of a younger individual and you would just like to understand things more. If you have any questions, comments, concerns that you would like me to cover in another video, please let me know and I will do my best. Okay, it's time to start our very first lesson. So there's a whole section of YouTube that is dedicated to LPS videos, and we call this side LPS Tube. Because YouTube, LPS Tube, etc. And so when you're on LPS Tube, you see a lot of people's different creations. And when LPS Tube started, a lot of people had a lot of favoritism when it came to making characters, specifically of these pets with these 5 molds, which are a dachshund. Otherwise, I use the label, call them dachshund, but a dachshund, a Great Dane, a short hair, which by the way, she didn't come with this earring, someone did that, but anyways, a Cocker Spaniel, and a collie, which this collie is painted like a superhero because it was an LPS custom, meaning that the person who painted it, this was something, a design that they wanted, or maybe somebody else wanted. In this case, it was a design that they wanted to paint them as. So LPS don't usually come like this unless, like this specifically, like you cannot get another version of this because it's an original custom that somebody made. But the mold that is being used is a collie mold. Now, there are different types of collies molds. One of them has their paw up, and then one of them has their paw down. And this specific collie base, meaning like the pet that's underneath all the paint, is from the recent generation, which we will get into generations in another video. So these pets are pets that were mainly main characters, whether it's Mean Girls, Popular Boys, etc. Like that's one of the main things that LPS YouTube does, is they have a lot of videos with like dramas, etc. Now, some of these pets might be seen as popular characters that they play. For example, this character is Tom Dawson. That's what a lot of people see him as from the show LPS Popular. So if you ever see somebody referring to an LPS with like a name, like a human type name or whatever, that's likely not the name of the pet. But if it's a popular enough series, then you might see that. So speaking of molds with names and stuff, this LPS is a mascot of the creator LPS Hannah, which is a LPS creator from back in the day. I would say her videos are pretty kid-friendly for the most part. And the type of pet, she has a sticker eyes, which is a type of style, eyeball style that they had at some point. But this LPS represented her channel, and she would often use this mascot. And this pet's, the name of the mascot doesn't have to be your real name. So this pet was named Destiny. And since this creator became very popular, this mold ended up getting named by the community as Destiny Cats. But in actual LPS terms, they are called walking cats. So if you ever hear somebody being like, I want a Destiny cat, it's likely the mold, not the pet itself. It's likely just this style of the walking pets. And not all walking pets have, like walking cats, have the sticker eyes. This was just a style of LPS that was back in the day. But we're not gonna confuse people because I ended up mixing things up. So this tiger thing that's next to me is called a walkable, and basically you can put like little batteries in it, and if you push a certain button, the pet would walk. So these two pets are completely different, but since they both have walking in the name, then likely that could be a little confusing. So I was just pointing this out because they are, just to let you know that there are two separate things, even though they are both cats, and not all tigers are walkables as well. This was just a little bit of a line that they did, which is super cool. I also wanted to mention a separate pet called a magic motion, which those pets usually have magnets in them, or you can push them in a specific way, like push them down, and they do some type of movement too. They are not like electronic like the walkables, but I just thought I should mention them. This part of our lesson is we're going to be talking about different types of pets. Since we just went over the magic motion walkables, I thought that it would be appropriate to talk about other types of pets. So these pets right here are called McDonald's pets. That's what everyone refers to them as. I personally love McDonald's pets. I think they are so cute, and they are pets that you could get in a Happy Meal from back in the day. And so sometimes they just have this basic stand, but some of them actually were turned into keychains. So there I found in my collection this boy, and this is like a little Dalmatian, and you know, his food is right here, or he dug this up, I'm not too sure. And there is a little keychain right here, so you can connect it to your bag or something along the lines of that. Now, when I was a kid, I saw the keychains as like maybe like a communication device or their computer or something along the lines of that. So I was like, I would also treat them as pets with like that just couldn't walk, like this was their mobility aids or something like that. But not a lot of people had that headcanon, which is why they would take off the pets off the stand. There are tutorials on how to do that. As you can see, there's the little thing right here. But when you would take it off, they would still have this little peg thing, so it'd be kind of hard to move. These pets are also a little bit harder to clean, and I have not seen anyone like take off the head of this pet and try to restore it, because this pet has a different system with its bobbling than regular LPS. But yeah, most people are not the biggest fans of them. I personally do love them. I think they're cute, and I like using them in my videos because I just see them as a regular LPS. But you can actually, these are pets that people don't care about, so you can likely find them at thrift stores, or I got this one at a garage sale for 50 cents. Like, you know, these pets are very much, you're most likely to find these pets out in the wild somewhere. Another type of pet that I think is important to discuss is postcard pets. Now, last year I went to an LPS meetup, which I believe you can still get tickets for, and a lot of parents and kids were approaching me asking if I had any postcard pets, and I did not. Which this year I've been trying to keep my eye out for postcard pets, because they're really cool, and I guess in the younger community, these are pets that are heavily wanted, which is awesome. So these pets usually come with like a little postcards. This one comes in a set, but either way, they come with a little postcard, and basically they have really cool designs on them, like this one. And they're basically just like travelers, and they have like cool tattoos and stuff. So, and honestly, they're probably one of my favorite kinds of pets. There's all different types of them besides these two. There's monkeys, armadillos, beavers. There's a Great Dane one, but that one's like $180, you know? But they're really cool. So if they're ever talking about a postcard pet, they're probably looking for something like this. Now, postcard pets also look very similar to deco pets, which I will show on the screen right here. So these pets are pets that were given in a set where you can just like color them in and fill them in and stuff like that. And they had very similar tattoos, except the point was that you can color it and make it your own pet. Which these 3 that you see here are the only deco pets from that generation that do exist. It's a little bit easier to differentiate which one's a deco pet and then which one is a postcard pet. Now, when I was showing you pictures of the Blythe pets, you probably recognize the fact that the snake wasn't there. And that's because the snake comes from a Blythe set. So there's a certain group of pets called Blythe pets, and basically they introduced the character Blythe, who originally was not associated with LPS. That used to just be a doll line of their own, but they, I guess, maybe got permission to own the character and started making sets with pets. So there are some pets that you can only get if you got it with a Blythe doll. So this was one of them. And I would still classify this as postcard pets because they were kind of like adventures that Blythe would go on, like maybe to Paris or, you know, to other things. They would still have this design. So I personally label them as postcard pets, even though they came with a Blythe doll. Now, other pets also came with a Blythe doll, and as you can see, it's not a postcard pet, like similar, you know what I mean? But it does have like a bunch of unique designs on it, and back in the day, you could only get this pet if it came with Blythe. And technically speaking, these are exclusives, because they come with a Blythe doll, but most people in the community are they only really want these things if it's part of the main 5s group. So some of these pets are actually pretty easy to find. I got this one for $5. I got this one for my childhood. And then I got this one through trading at LPS Expo, which is the LPS event that I brought up earlier. It's in Chicago. It's in Chicago, and I believe it's July 18th. So this year it's not in August. Tickets are around $40, I think. But there are people who are sponsoring the event. Well, not sponsoring, they're collaborating with the event, and you can get a 10% off discount code from them. And if you decide to go to the event because of me, make sure to mention that when you're applying for the event, because I can get rewards. And as somebody who's going on a really important trip soon for work, which I'm gonna mention in a different video, I would appreciate that. Anyways, I think I'm going to cut it short today on this lesson. I really hope you enjoyed, and if you learned anything, let me know. If you are a parent of somebody who collects LPS, especially if they are 14 and under, and if you're looking for affordable LPS, let me know. I can send you links to them. If you are a family who cannot afford LPS or may have an angel tree of some sort for your kid, let me know as well, because I would love to help you out. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this little session, and thank you so much for watching. Bye!